Morning, Kabroda crew. Welcome back to our live stream. We're going over the markets today, kind of checking out what happened this weekend. Crazy little week for us. Had a little crazy bit of a weekend, a little bit of a breakdown, a little bit of a run up again. So, kind of check that out, and then we'll just get into our normal. Good, just going over the battle box, checking out what it has to say about today's market, and hopefully find the trade for today. So we'll see how it goes, but we're just going to get right into it. Good morning, by the way, Ms. Terry. Welcome to the stream. We're heading to that. All right, so over the weekend, let's say we had the weekend started on Saturday, so about right in here, we'll give it a little mark. Make it easy to see. Wrong mark. We'll do an Alt V. So that was about to start the weekend there. So most of the weekend we just had that sideways action. A little bit of a drop here on, well, I guess this was this morning. Or no, this was, oh, my bad. That was last weekend. This weekend, we were just sideways. So nothing fun, nothing crazy. I am on the 4 hour, I guess. Head down a little bit. So there's that drop. So it's still on Monday though. So Monday, Sunday into Monday, we had a nice drop. Well, run up and then a pull back. A little bit lower than we were before. Now we're just kind of having that sideways price action. Nothing too interesting this weekend. More of a typical weekend. But yeah, we'll. I guess we'll just jump into the val box. There's nothing really interesting to talk about. Our trade for last Thursday didn't go as planned. It ended up breaking up, and then continuing to break up throughout the day. So, not anything, not what we thought was gonna happen at all. Yeah, let's head to. I guess let's head to our GPT, our battle box, and see what. Get that battle market review started. And if you've been here before, we got to get all those screenshots. We got to get the FRVP levels, and then we'll have to get our 30-minute candle and that screenshot for the what's it called? For the news. So we'll head on. I'm just gonna grab that news real fast. Get that screenshot and throw it in here. So if you've never seen it, cryptocraft.com, check it out. You just click on the day that you want. So typically you just, I guess, click on the day that it is. So today's the 16th. So we got the 16th, the news events for today. Looks like we had one at 1 in this morning. We had, and this is all for my time zone, which is like Chicago time, I guess, technically. So we had one at 1 o'clock this morning in UK, one at 5:50 in the US, and then a couple different ones at 7:30. Some a little more higher impact, I guess, and so those will probably play out. Those are probably already played out by now. And then we got one at 8:15, so coming up here in a couple minutes. Probably come on during the stream, but it's not anything to be worried about. A little low impact one. Accidentally put 2 in there. All right, so now we'll go ahead and get those screenshots. So we'll head back to trade view. Start with the 4 hour. Double click everything. And we'll just go through the list and get our screenshots. So 4 hour and then 1 hour. And I'm going to be a little bit slower because I have to paste them into the thing. So got that 1 hour. Paste it in there. Head to that 15. Screenshot. And last but not least, get that 5-minute. Alright, so now if you check out our GPT, we got all of our different levels in there. So we got 4 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, and then 5-minute all in there. So the next thing we'll get that is those FRVP levels. And then last but not least, that 30-minute candle range. So we'll head back to trade view, go to our 1 hour charts just to make it easy. And then we're going to go to the cross over here on our tools on the left side. So go from the cross 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you click the over. It's going to be fixed range volume profile is what we're grabbing. And then I'm going to, the way that we do it is you're going to start at 7 the previous day. So Sunday at 7 o'clock would be today's. And then we're going to go to today at 7. Oh, sorry. Wow. I'm way off. We're going to go Monday, not Sunday. So Monday at 7 to, oops. Monday at 7 to today at 7. Thinking it's Monday. Didn't have a stream yesterday. Threw me off. Alright, so we got our levels. So these are Monday at 7 to today at 7. That'll be our 24-hour level. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop back to our GPT and I'm going to type FRVP levels. So FRVP levels. And then shift tab twice, 24-hour. And then I'll put our volume area high, volume area, well actually no, we'll do POC and then volume area low. And then a couple more and then we'll do morning and we'll just copy and paste those same 3 things below it. So volume area high, POC, and then volume area low. Now those are all in there. So now all we have to do is get our lines and then we'll just paste it in there. Back to GPT. And then I already have these lines on here. If you want to do this, it's just Alt J or to get a horizontal array like that. And then you can mess around with it and change it to look like mine in the settings. If you don't know how to do that, we have some videos on how to do that on our channel. I'm going to delete this alert here. Alright, so basically, once you got your levels ready, you just drag and drop them right on top of the different FRVP levels. So volume area high is going to go on the red one, POC is going to go on yellow, and then volume area low will be on the blue one. And once you get them lined up pretty good, move that one just a bit. Then you can just click on them, go to settings, and then just go to coordinates tab and grab the coordinates out of there. Head back to GPT and then just paste it in into its corresponding place. So the first one I did was volume area high. Oh, and I accidentally grabbed my morning lines, so I'm going to switch those up. So we'll put these kind of like this. And then I'm going to grab my other lines. Put those in place. Same thing. Just got to get them lined up. Sweet. And you can also name them. Like when you click on them, go to settings, you can name them in here. And then when you're using your object tree over here, you can see the different named lines over here. That'll just help you figure out which ones are which on the chart. So we got the 24-hour volume area low or volume area high. already, so we'll get that POC, drop it into there. And we'll go back to trade view, get our volume area low, and do the same thing. Alright, now we'll go to that morning one, and now we can use these lines. So let's take off our 24-hour ones. And for morning, what you're going to do is instead of going from 7 the previous day, you're just going to go from 3 today to 7 today. And then you'll just drag and drop those lines on there. Same thing. That'll give us our levels for the morning. So we got our volume area high. Just copy, paste it into our morning level. Same thing for the POC. Oops. Paste it in here. And then for the volume area low, same thing. Grab it and paste it. Alright, so we got all our levels in there. They're all looking good. So the last thing that we will do is nothing, because I think we're actually done. So head back to our thing, make sure we didn't miss anything. So we got our different quad views, which it says that if you do have the ability to use the quad view, then you can just go ahead and take one screenshot of the 4 different charts and that'll work for you. But where you do it so you can see how to do it with a cheaper level of trade view. So if you have a cheaper level of trade view, you can just go ahead and take 4 different screenshots of the 4-hour down to the 5-minute. And then we got the FRVP levels on there. We got our 30-minute candle. We don't have that yet, actually. So we'll get that. And then we got that weekly, or not weekly, we got the news event screenshot on there. So go ahead, type in 30-minute candle. And we'll do high. And then low. And for the high, we're just going to go back to trade view. And the low, I guess we'll go to 30-minute. Go over 730 up at the top under where it says Kabroda on my screen. There'll be a high and a low, or an H and an L with some numbers next to them. The numbers are going to be the coordinates for like how high it went and how low it went. So we'll get the high is 115,421. So back to ChatGPT, 115,421. And for the low, we've got 115,259. 259. So not a big candle today. And then that should be it for our little market review. So we'll go ahead and send it in and see what the battle box says about today. So if you've never seen one of these market reviews before, we got the different time frames with some notes on each of them, the different levels that we had for the morning, some trade strategies you can use, different news events for today. Sometimes it'll mix up the orange and the red ones, so it's saying that was was high, which I guess it works. I think most of the time it says very high when it's red. It's not anything super worried about. Executive considerations. You got, if you put in the weekly zone levels, they'll be right here, and then you got the different levels you can put on your chart by just copying and pasting from here. So we'll start off with that market recap. So I'm just going to go through the different time frames, starting with the 4-hour. And I'm just going to read off what the GPT says, and then we can kind of go through it just based off what I see as well. So price is holding above the 200 EMA. Yep. You got consolidation near 115.4K. Momentum indicators show fading bullish drive. So the MACD histogram is contracting and RSI is drifting sideways. Structure is equals excuse me, compression after prior rally is flag-like. Yep. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. So I'm seeing some kind of flag right here. I'm not sure exactly what it'll look like. Something like that. Something of that sort. Some kind of flag going sideways. Which if we pulled the full pull, it'll come to about 120. So not bad, not bad. We are holding above that 21. You got RSI, or sorry, you got the 21 curling over top of price action as of right now. So we need to see a break of that. Otherwise, typically whenever you break the 21 like that and you stay under it, you're going to curl down and come back for that 200. So that is something to watch for. You got MACD consolidating. We're starting to see that MACD kind of lose some of its momentum downwards, start to turn, curl back upwards. RSI is doing more or less the same. We had a break above on about midnight, I guess, close to midnight. And then as of right now, we're kind of just going sort of sideways, looking for that curl, that break up to show us that it's going to have momentum upwards. But as of right now, yeah, we're kind of looking like we're consolidating. We could still go either way. Flags are only right like 60% of the time. So as of right now, we're looking like we're going to have a strong move to the upside, but we are also cautious of that breakdown and head back at least to the 200. For the 4 hour, that is. So I head to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, we got mixed structure. Price is sitting near the clustered EMAs. MACD is flat. RSI is mid-range, less than 52, and market is balanced. No expansion yet. So that same flag can be seen right here on the 1 hour. You got the MACD is actually curling the other way. Kind of flat though, not really anything. Nothing like, it's not breaking down hard, I guess. You got RSI is just flattening out here. The slower is below it, and then you got stoches are down at the bottom. On 1 hour, not super worried about the stoches, but they are down there. So looking for possible up move. We do have the EMAs all consolidated besides the 200. Typically when you see stuff like that, it means we're going to have a breakout in one direction or the other, but it is going to be a decently strong move when you see that kind of stuff happening. So head to the 15 next. The GPT says, or the retest, it retested the volume area low, so we'll turn those on, see what it said, so you can see it. So we got that retest to the volume area low overnight. Bounced. Okay, here. So they start out here. Got the retest to the volume area low. Bounced overnight. Back into value. MACD and RSI are ticking up, suggesting a short-term recovery attempt. So you got MACD curling up, seeing that cross through here now, and we got RSI slowly curling, starting to pick up under the faster moving average to keep us continuing upwards. Stoches are topped out at the moment, so possibly see a pullback here again. But we could continue this run as well, so we'll see what happens. We did have a nice little wick here, break down all the way to the volume area low and then come back, and now we're back above the 200, so very nice wick, especially if you get that close above there. Heading to the 5 minute, the GPT says we got an aggressive rebound off 115.2K. rushing towards morning volume area high and short-term bullish momentum in play, but approaching the resistance shelf. Nice. We got that rebound off of here, which is from last night. Now we're pushing towards that volume area high, so you could see we pushed towards it, rejected a little bit, came all the way down actually and touched that volume area low on that wick. Then we had a nice close up here, and now we're fighting to get above that 200 again. And if we do, that 24 volume area high will be the next kind of resistance. Once we get out of these two volume area highs, we'll be looking for a move upwards. Or if we don't, I guess we reject off that and come back down, we'll be looking for that move downwards once we break that volume area low. Which is kind of the trade outlook for today, I guess. If we check out on our battle box, we got the trade outlook here. Got a breakout above 115, so the morning volume area high would mark shift in the expansion zone. If we broke down below 115, then we're kind of looking for that path to 114.6, or the volume area low. 30-minute high sits just under the volume area high resistance. Breakout requires clean push through. 30-minute low aligns closely with the morning volume area low. Confluence makes these key pivot points. So essentially what it's saying is the volume area high and the volume area low for the morning are pretty strong levels, and once we get past either one of them, we're kind of going to be looking for that trade either way, up or down. Got no news events really to worry about today. There was one this morning that was more high impact, but that one's already over, so we don't have anything to worry about. 30 minutes should be enough. Well, it's almost been about an hour now. Should be enough time to kind of let all of that play out and not have to worry about it really anymore. So it's not something I am really worried about, I guess. We got the YAML levels here, so if you are interested, you can check those out. But let's go ahead and see what our battle plan is for today. All right. So the first trade we can do is that breakout that we were talking about. And I'm going to go ahead and mark this on the chart. So we got first trade is that breakout of the volume area high. So we get the break on the 15, get a 15 close above, 5-minute retest. That's where we'll be getting in, watching that 5-minute for a retest, and basically to prove that it's going to go up afterwards. We'll be looking for a target of 15.8 to 16.2. So we'll pull out the different rays that I have on here. They're way down here. You know what? I'm just gonna make 3 new ones. I'm just gonna delete these. Got those deleted. We'll go ahead and throw some new ones. So we got 15.8 is going to be our first target for today. If we break out to the upside, 15.8, we're just going to throw them a little bit behind the thing. So that'll be our first target for today. Our second target's going to be 16.2. So just above that previous high right there. And then if we get that break back inside of 15.4, then we'll be looking for that basically if we get that close above, retest, and we start to go up, and then you get a break back into that volume area high, that's where we're going to be looking to get out early. If we get a volume area breakdown, so if we break below this volume area low, this 115, 200-ish area, then we'll be looking for our first target to be the 14,900. So about halfway in between the volume area low and the 24-hour volume area low. We'll be looking for that there. And then our second target will actually be that volume area low at about 114.6K. So somewhere around there will be our second target to the downside if we do get that breakdown. The last kind of trade you could do is just kind of basically trade the chop in between the different lines. So in between your volume area high here and your volume area low here, you just kind of trade the up and down. A little bit more advanced. We won't really cover it too much, at least in this live stream. But if you're good at that kind of stuff, you can go ahead and trade that. But we'll keep it a little more simple for the live stream. Basically, break above, good trade. Break down, good trade. And again, not financial advisors, so take all of this at your own risk. Alright, so we got some enemy fire zones lined up. We kind of already went over those. Those are kind of our targets. So we're looking for these to kind of be like resistance zones. So if you do get that break above the volume area high, for example, we start to break up right at this 115.8, that's kind of when you want to be watching it to see if there's any kind of resistance it's gonna cause it to break down here, because we could see it break up, hit that, and then just bounce right back down. So you want to be ready to jump out if it's looking like the battle's gonna kind of turn the other way. Same thing for the bottom. If you break down, hit this resistance right here at 14.9, and you start to see it want to turn and break back up, then that's where you just be like, all right, I'm going to get out right there. Just a little bit of insight. So we got that volatility already came in at 730. It's saying to pay attention for that 815 industrial production, but it's not be anything too bad, so don't be too worried about it. Risk calibration, neutral until we break, aggressive, basically only when 5-minute aligns, or you could wait for that 15-minute close in the back test, which is more likely a better idea. So basically it's saying you could try to trade early and just trade the 5-minute break of the volume area high, but if you get that retest, who really cares? But yeah, that's really it for today. So we're kind of just watching those different levels here, seeing what's gonna go on with these things. As of right now, it hasn't really picked a direction. That candle was pretty nice for another up run, or at least a little bit of an up move, because it's showing that resistance right here at the POCs is pretty strong now. Or support, sorry, at the POCs is pretty strong right now. Could be another chop day, Terry. We'll see. See kind of how price action plays out. It kind of just depends on what's happening. Monday yesterday was just a typical Monday. Anything super exciting. So we'll kind of be watching it today. If we get that breakup, neither of the moves are really like huge moves, so it's not something you got to be like super excited about, but both of them are decent trades. So if you're going to take it upwards, make 1.5% basically, or 1 to 1. Yeah, we'll flip this. And if you broke to the downside, you at least get same kind of thing, 1% or 1 to 1.5. Really not bad either way. Not anything like a crazy great move. So could be another chop day. We'll kind of see how it plays out. See what the chart tells us. As long as we're watching the chart and trading well, we should be doing all right. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at for today. Watch for that break of the volume area high or the volume area low, that retest. Hopefully those levels will help you out. If you are interested in like picking up the levels, like just getting all of them from the stream, we're going to go ahead and post that on our X account. So if you're watching that in the next, I don't know, probably 30 minutes or so, we'll probably have that posted. Should be less than that, but just in case. Next 30 minutes should have that posted on our X account, so make sure you check that out if you're interested in getting the levels. Can also check out our battle box. Should be in the description. Check out our battle box AI. Use it for yourself. You can ask it some questions if you have any on today's levels and different things. You probably could even just paste the X posts like right into your AI if you wanted to just do like a quick run in with how we've done it on the live stream. You could just basically just drop it into yours. But yeah, go ahead and check that out if you're interested in that. You could ask it different questions about today, more specifically like, oh, we're at this level, I want to see, do you think like thinking we're going to break down, or oh, I'm worried we're going to break down, and it'll be like, oh, well, here's like the TA basically. So if you want to check out that, go ahead. Just remember it's not like 100% perfect, so you still gotta kind of like somewhat know what you're doing. It can help train you, but it's not 100% the best thing in the world. But it is pretty good. So if you want to learn how to use it, go ahead and check it out. We have some videos also on our channel if you want to learn more about it. But yeah, other than that, that daily recap will be coming out pretty soon too, about 10 o'clock. So if you want to check out any of those, go ahead. But yeah, other than that, happy trading, and we will catch y'all tomorrow at 8 o'clock. See y'all later.